What's up, guys? My name is Eddie.
Steven.
I'm Matt.
And we are
Geekin
and
Drinkin.
Drinkin.
Welcome to another episode here with us three. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. We're going to be discussing some good stuff here. Hopefully you guys are going to enjoy it. Again, as always, we are enjoying a nice cold brew. We are enjoying something a little bit outside of San Antonio. Usually what we feature here is, San Antonio brews, but we went to, somewhere not too far. Went to Austin, Texas. Well, we didn't go actually to Austin, Texas. Let me correct myself on there. But, we found this other beer, that's from Austin, Texas, still here in Texas. And it's called
Hops and Grain Brewing. And like Steven said, we're enjoying, this one is called River Beer, and it's a lager. We already have it in our glasses, Walking Dead glasses, so that'll give you a little taste of what we're talking about today. But it's a pretty smooth beer. It's river beer, and when you think of river beer, you think of floating on the river.
Very casual,
drinking
casual
some beer.
taste, casual beer.
Or, ironically enough, and before we get into the topic, cheers guys. So,
I'll bash my head in.
But anyways, good one. I kind of find it a little ironic the brew that we're drinking is called River Beer because the topic we're going to be discussing here is The Walking Dead. So a lot of stuff has been going on.
Hot topic.
Has been going on with The Walking Dead, and funny thing is, in the last episode of The Walking Dead,
Wait, spoilers.
Oh yes, if you haven't seen it yet,
or if you're still watching,
you're still watching. It's already been a couple weeks now, but spoilers here. Rick was found near a river, and I'll explain that here in a few.
Was he drinking river beer from Hops and Grain?
No, but I guarantee you that he would have been enjoying that a lot more than what he was, than what actually caused him to be alongside the river.
So a little bit of backstory for those of you who aren't caught up with what's going on with the whole Walking Dead franchise and everything.
So obviously there's two different shows for this
franchise
for that was based off of the graphic novel Walking
based
Dead.
on the same name by Robert Kirkman. Great writer. I'll check out his other works too.
Yeah,
didn't he also do Preacher?
No.
Who? I thought
that
it
was Garth Ennis.
Oh well.
But to kick it off, just to reiterate here, but of course, The Walking Dead, started off with the series based off the graphic novel The Walking Dead. After about 4 or 5 seasons,
That's when it drifted off.
that's when we got Fear the Walking Dead, which was going to show us, how the events of everything happened with the
leading up to the outbreak,
leading up to the outbreak, and they don't call them zombies on the actual show. In the comic books, they actually mention zombies, the word zombie, but in the show, they don't mention zombies. They call them walkers. I remember in the very first episode, they called them geeks.
Oh yeah.
Wanderers, I think it was one of the terms. There's been so many different terms for the zombies on the show. But kind of take you back, we're already in season 8 of The Walking Dead. I don't know about these two, but I've been a diehard fan from the beginning of The Walking Dead.
Okay. Walking Dead has been a beloved franchise from the start. Like I said, it started back and it was a huge hit. Put AMC back on the map, along with Breaking Bad. But Walking Dead was one of those shows that everybody was talking about that next week. Did you see the next episode, whatever?
Which even got its own talk show for after the show.
Yeah, so it's no, there's no doubt about it. It's been a successful show. And yeah, one could argue that the same storylines kind of like replayed over and over. This group of people that we follow, they encounter someone bad, they have to defeat them.
Well, one of the things that the show does every so often, or in pretty much in every season, to try to keep people on the edge of their seats or coming back for more is letting, I don't want to say letting go, but killing off a fan fave character on there. I know in season 3 we had the governor who decapitated Herschel.
Well, season 2 we lost Shane.
Season 2 we lost Shane.
Which I mean.
What was the little girl's name?
Sophia.
That was heartbreaking for me when the show was first still fresh. Mm-hmm. What other characters we've lost? We've lost Abraham, Michael Cullitz, who played Abraham. Stephen Yeun, who played Glenn, who was a real fan favorite. Which Matt's got the glass right there. But
what's her name? Adria.
Andrea.
Yeah.
We lost Andrea. I mean, like I said, we've lost so many fan favorite characters.
What was that dude's name? He came on Waterboy. What was his name? I forgot what his name was.
Bob.
Bob.
We lost Bob. And like I said, lots of characters, tons of characters that we've lost, and in this latest season, season 8, we just lost another main character, in Rick Grimes. But here's the flip part.
Wait, before we get to that, I want to get to that. When did we lose Carl? Last season?
Yes.
Okay, last season.
Yes, we lost Carl last season.
And the reason I want to touch upon that is because, I mean, you mentioned everybody that we've lost up until now, most everybody. We've lost a lot of characters.
We pretty much lost almost
the original cast.
All the original cast. I think there's only two.
Carol
and Daryl. The two originals from the actual first season.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So pretty much, we've lost a lot of people. Some of them have gone on to other shows. Morgan. After Negan was introduced, which was by far one of the best episodes, and premiered to season 7. It was season 7, right, when it came out.
Last episode of season 6, technically.
Okay, yeah. So, but that final premiere, and then that finale, and then that premiere for the next season. We got Negan, who was hands down. He changed the. He changed the way we. The villains on the show. Like,
he changed a lot.
So
and not only for fans of The Walking Dead, but he changed a lot as far as what you can and what you cannot do on TV.
Yeah, and the thing is, because like I said, Walking Dead has been a good show, and I was watching for we watch every Sunday. We all sat there and cried in that episode. That day we saw it when Negan did his damage. We were speechless. I was speechless. It was like losing someone that I knew. It's just like in Glenn and Abraham, and it's just like I was so in awe about it. And that season was okay. It was good. I liked it. But in all honesty, after that, it kind of like the show for me kind of started getting a little slower. It's just like, okay, well, what are we doing? Rick always seems angry. He keeps saying he's gonna kill him over and over and over. Like, I want to see this, and it's it's kind of like it's going somewhere, but at a very, very, very slow pace. And I know there's a lot of things, a lot of particular I guess plot directions. Like it goes the same direction. We got Rick and Daryl fighting again. It's just kind of like it just seemed repetitive. It just seemed repetitive. And it to me personally, it kind of lost my interest. We lost Carl, which was
we've had close encounters with Carl to begin with in the first place. One thing that came out of
season 2.
One thing that season 2 where he got shot, and then in season 6?
Yeah, 6 we lost his eye.
He lost his eye.
No,
7.
That was 7.
7? No,
that was 6.
That was like 5.
That was 6. Cause when they met Negan, he already had his eye missing. Remember, because he's like, "Whoa, you're like a badass,"
Yeah.
So it was
beginning of season 6 or end of season 5, because that was when they were escaping Alexandria because the Horde came in.
Yeah. So like I said, like the show has gone through plenty of ups and plenty of downs. So starting, with this is season 8 that it's in right now, correct?
Yes.
So the lead up to season 8, I think before the show even started, or right when it started, it was announced that the main character, the main actor in the show, Andrew Lincoln, was leaving the show. Like why would they announce this? Like
why wouldn't it be a surprise? With others.
And
like
Walking Dead is pretty good at keeping secrets.
And not only that, okay. So another thing that Walking Dead is also good at doing is that characters in the comic books that did die, but in the show itself either lasted a little longer than expected, or have lasted longer than what they were, or got different deaths. For instance, in one of the seasons, we had this real nice young lady that was, had so much hope for her, but in the name of Denise.
Oh yeah, I was thinking about that.
And got shot,
with
an arrow from the back through her eyeball, which in the comic books that was Abraham's fate.
Yeah.
But in the show, Abraham, and this was also from Robert Kirkman himself, that he wasn't happy with the way that he wrote off the character in the comic book, so he wanted to give him a better
send out, because he was a good character.
He was a real good character.
And what better send out to get bashed in by Negan?
Yeah.
Oh God, dude.
But some of the characters did keep their similar fates. They just prolonged it a little bit more.
Yeah, I remember the lead up to the Negan episode. Everybody's like, "Oh my God, who's gonna die? Is it Carl?" Not Carl. Is it
Everyone thought it was gonna be Daryl.
Is it
because Daryl is not a regular character in the comic books.
Yeah, he's not.
He was only made for the show specifically. Him and his brother Morrill, who was played by Michael Rooker, who's also a really good actor. But and who had died. He was in the first season. Nobody really liked him because he was a big jerk, and then he came back in the third season
as a governor henchman.
Yeah, as a governor henchman,
and his arm missing.
Kind of redeeming himself a little bit with Daryl trying to back him up and stuff like that, and then people were starting to warm up to him, and then boom, they just killed him. But he kind of made he sacrificed himself for. I think he did more for his brother than he did for the group themselves. Just because he started seeing how the governor really was and stuff like that. But anyways.
So coming back to
Lincoln. Fast forwarding all the way back, they announced Andrew Lincoln's leaving The Walking Dead.
To the point, the thing I have gripe with, and I haven't seen an episode of this season. I mean, eventually I will watch it, but I'm not so invested into it to where like the way it was before. The way it was before, I would watch it every week, or at least I attempted to watch it every week.
He doesn't care.
Now I'm just
sees the spoilers.
Now I'm just okay, whatever. I'll see when I see it. And
but the thing with this one is that you should have watched it, because with them announcing and Andrew Lincoln himself announcing that he was no longer going to be part of the show, did not mean that his character and spoilers here, after watching the episode, I was shocked and was like, what? Like, it wasn't him leaving the character of Rick Grimes. It was more him leaving the show.
That's the thing, I don't know,
So here was the twist. He sacrifices himself because another herd is coming towards the community that that he lives in, and within the first few episodes, they're rebuilding this bridge because they're trying to get supplies back and forth between communities. You have Alexandria, you have the Hilltop, and then you have the people who the rest of the saviors that surrendered, that are trying to what's the word,
establish a community.
But trying to redeem themselves. Thank you. Trying to redeem themselves from what Negan made them to be, and but in Andrew Lincoln's last episode, it's a big old herd. He takes them to that bridge. And blows it up. Boom! Big old explosion. Obviously, he's right there in front of it, so he gets thrown, and we're like, oh dang, That's how he goes. Like, oh shoot, okay,
It should have been more
cool.
impactful than what it was. For one.
But that's what I'm saying. That's why you should have watched it, and you need to be following it. It's because what also made it impactful was that in the episodes, there's this other girl. I can't remember her name either. She was the leader of the
Judas. Was it Judas?
The garbage people.
Jadis.
Jadis. And throughout the first episode, she's talking to someone on a walkie-talkie, and they're in a helicopter.
They don't ever like.
And they keep telling her, "Do you have an A or do you have a B?" And she's like, "I have an A." And the A was the preacher, the pastor.
Father Gabriel.
Gabriel, man, I don't know why I keep blanking out on him.
Who apparently is falling in love with her, correct?
Yeah, and who apparently was falling in love with her. And there's a twist on that too. But but then she lets him go. And then, this explosion happens, and then she's waiting for the helicopter because she lied to them, telling them that she has the A, but she doesn't. She just wants to get out of there, wants to go wherever this helicopter, is going, or wherever they're at. Nobody knows. Nobody really knows what they are. It's still a mystery.
And they don't say who's in the helicopter or where they're from or what.
Well, after the explosion happens, she sees all the dead walkers flowing through the river. That's why I said, hence the river beer. And and who does she see along the riverbanks is Rick, but he's still alive. And I was like, what? I'm confused. What's going on here? And then she radios to the helicopter. Okay, I lied, but I have a B. I'm not playing this time. And the scene jumps in where it's kind of like in and out, but it's like and then all of a sudden you see Rick in the helicopter, and she tells him, "We're gonna help you. We're gonna save you."
And isn't he all bandaged up?
Yeah,
properly?
he's bandaged up and everything.
Receive medical attention.
And
he's confused.
And so that kind of leaves everyone confused. Like, okay, this is his last episode. Like, I thought he was gonna die, but he didn't. So what's ended up gonna happening is that the Walking Dead universe is gonna expand more. So
I get that.
So when I say they're going to expand, they announced that, yes, Rick Grimes is gone from the show, but he's still alive, which they're going to do some spin-off Walking Dead movies for AMC original movies. So I was like, that blew my mind.
Thing is, like, and they announced three movies.
It just makes me sad though that, like you were saying earlier, is that you lost your interest a long time ago, so that you're not as excited as I am about.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, okay, I haven't seen the episode fully. I really wasn't too concerned about getting spoiled about it, because I already saw that they're making movies. I'm like, okay, well, obviously he's not dead. So I read a rundown on the episode, and then I watched a couple of scenes, which, the scenes itself, because in the episode. Going back to the episode, we get the return of some old characters, and
in
flashbacks. Because Rick is in and out of consciousness. He's bleeding. He's in unconscious.
Yeah, because in the episode before, he fell off a horse and fell through a rebar.
Yeah. And so, couple characters that we see are what's that girl's name? Sasha. We get Sasha.
Her real name is Shaniqua.
Who is in a really weird scene. I mean, I get it, but it's just like I don't why.
In that scene,
and the thing is, in the scene, you see all bodies on the floor, and you see bodies that look like Carl, look like Lori, Rick's wife and Rick's son,
and that also look like. I keep drawing a blank on this stuff. Lauren Cohen's sister.
Judith.
No, not Judith. Judith's the Rick's, Shane's daughter.
Yeah.
I can't remember her name.
Emily Kinney plays her.
I don't remember her name, but yeah, but you see all these bodies on the floor, and I'm just like, okay, Rick in this hallucination is like, I'm looking for my family. Which I'm just like, okay, they're on the floor. Anyway, but that's just a joke.
And which answered a lot of people's questions, because there was all this talk about Go ahead and check it real quick. I think.
Still good.
Huh?
Still good.
Okay. I'm gonna go off from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Which brought in old characters like you mentioned and answered the questions of Shane. Why was Shane on there? Okay, obviously it was gonna be a flashback because obviously Shane died in the second season.
Yeah, which by the way, that scene is incredible. Like,
I had to say my favorite scene of when he was hallucinating was the Herschel.
That made me tear up. Seeing that scene out of context, like I said, I haven't seen the episode in its entirety. So, watching that scene, out of context, I was just, I looked it up online. And I was like, oh, I know there's a flashback where Herschel comes back, and I want to see it.
It was one of the last things ever shot by the actor himself,
I'm so bummed
William
out.
Scott.
That's his name, right?
Or Scott Wilson.
Scott Wilson. Sorry, I can't remember his name. But yeah, so I looked at the scene and I watched it out of context, and it brought tears to my eyes. Because just like wow, like because he did pass away, earlier this year. Actually, a couple
weeks ago, before the show even, like 2-3 weeks before the actual episode aired.
Yeah. So that itself, I was like, wow, The thing is, the episode was good. And the flashbacks, I love them. I love the Shane. I love the Herschel. The Sasha one, I'm just like, why do we have that? Why couldn't? And the thing is, he should. I know he's trying to. He keeps saying, I'm looking for my family, brother, looking for my family. We should have had a flashback with at least Lori. And I know why we didn't get one with. I
think we should got one all together with Lori and Carl, and I know you're about to explain why why we didn't get one with possibly Carl, right?
Yes, because it's just behind the scenes stuff.
There was kind of
a lot of drama, a lot of bad blood. Exactly. He was promised to be kept on for so many seasons. They killed him off, and
because technically he was supposed to be the main role that is now played by the older version of Judith.
Yeah.
Which after the events of Rick, couple things happened. They did time jump 6 years into the future. It jumped 6 years, and in the 6 years we lost Lori Cohen's Maggie. We lost Maggie.
Okay, Rashad?
Yeah.
See, that's another thing too. That's a departure from the show no one's talking about. They would say that this season was her last season. I know prior to the season starting, there was a lot of negotiations occurring with her and the show about.
Well, it's because she's also got a new series coming up. I forgot what it is, but
she's gonna be fine. It
was scheduled conflicts. Just what the big deal was.
Yeah, regardless, she's gonna be fine. But the thing is, there's a scene in the episode where she goes to confront Negan, and apparently, okay, I'm gonna say it. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but apparently he, is begging her to kill him because he wants to be with his wife and Lucille, his daughter.
His wife's name is Lucille.
Yeah, his wife's name is Lucille.
Okay, well then he wants to be with Lucille, his wife. Either way, he's
more
begging to be killed.
Which he more got connected with the bat because fans more know that Lucille was also his bat.
Yeah. So, and the thing is, Maggie. Just she's like, this is worse than this is the worst punishment for you, so I'm not gonna kill you more. Pretty much, she doesn't kill him, and that the last scene we see of her, that's it. Apparently, no more Maggie.
That's not really the last scene.
No,
she was there when
Rick died.
When Rick blew up the bridge.
But
but
that's
there was no send off for it.
Exactly.
Which, the only reason why I think they did it that way is that because there's a possibility that she will come back or kind of reprise the role in some.
They're leaving it open.
They're leaving it open.
But
for that option,
isn't it gonna be weird? Just to keep watching episodes, and it's hey, whatever happened to Maggie? They're gonna mention her? Is she gonna
Well, they kind of started mentioning stuff in the episode after Rick after Rick Grimes' last episode, you go to the time jump. Carol's got long hair.
Yeah.
She's married to King Ezekiel.
Oh what? I know.
They have a son who they adopted, and the little boy that Morgan was teaching how to use the stick and everything.
Boy. I know.
Daryl actually left the community. He's out on his own.
Well, also, one of the things that I liked, and I know I'm interested to see, is that I also know that Judith has developed a relationship with Negan, to where she's like talking to him like he's a father figure.
They actually show that on this episode where she's doing math problems, and he's like, are you ever gonna see? Because one of the problems was like a plane problem solving thing, and he's like, are you ever gonna see a plane in your life? And she's like, no. And she says, okay, well, give me something that I can relate to, like give me something for now.
So I mean, like the show is still has ways to go. There's still I think 2 episodes left in the season.
Well, there's 2 more episodes till the mid-season.
Oh, I forgot about that nonsense.
Well, everyone actually, a lot of shows are actually doing that now.
Yeah. Well,
just because.
Yeah. So the thing is, like, why 3 movies for one? Okay, a couple things. Why 3 movies? 2 maybe. Why 3? The viewership for this show has dropped tremendously, especially in this season, which is honestly it's a little bumming. I'm one of those viewerships that kind of left, but it's just like are these are these movies going to bring back viewers? Is there's also talk are these movies going to get a theatrical release, which I don't think they. Should, and that I don't think they are.
I don't think they are, and in my opinion, I really don't think they should.
They shouldn't, because for one, that's a lot of money that AMC is gonna lose. I mean, release them. If you can do it for one night.
Honestly, do it like a quick independent, quick film, like the way Prime does with some of theirs. They do a theatrical release because The Big Sick was in theaters for a while before.
Yeah.
It was like
that's a Prime.
Yeah, and it was a Prime.
That's an Amazon Studios.
So I think that's what AMC is trying to do or incorporate a little bit. Like, what do you think about that?
So when I heard about the 3 movies, like I said, I only watched that one episode of the season 8. Only through the part because I don't have cable in my home right now.
I don't think any of us do.
Yeah. So how I feel about those movies is just like cool. We'll get to see what's going on with Rick because that's mainly what the focus is on. Had a few theories about who that mysterious helicopter belongs to. There was this group in the comic books, but this theory may be wrong because that group was actually introduced after like the Whisperers storyline in the comic books. They're called the Commonwealth, and they're led by this lady, which I don't know, in season 8, you know how...
Well, okay, yeah.
You know how Carol, I think it was Carol...
No, Maggie, right?
Maggie was talking to that lady?
Yes.
The one that really like, proper lady?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's...
What happened with that?
Well, okay, so that's the other thing. That's one of the other theories that they think, within this time jump, they think that Maggie, went with them, took her up on her offer and went with them because they were offering for Maggie's services because they saw how she was real strong and a leader. So that's one of the theories that they think that she went with that group.
And going back to like the Commonwealth, so that's my theory about what's going to be going on with those movies. The Commonwealth, they may be slowly introducing them. Right now, this last 3 episodes of this mid-season are going to be slowly introducing the Whisperers.
So yes, thank you for mentioning that because in this last episode, no, they weren't in there yet. They just keep being mentioned.
Which one's the W?
Those are the wolves.
The wolves.
Okay.
Yeah. The Whisperers are the ones that dress themselves as walkers and walk amongst the walkers themselves. Which one of my favorite actors is actually going to be playing. I guess I don't know if he's going to be the leader or if he's just going to be one of the Whisperers himself. But he was one of the football players from Remember the Titans, and then he
Opie?
was Opie from Sons of Anarchy.
I forget his
So
name.
he may be playing.
Wow.
He may be playing.
You know, I might just watch watching that just for him.
But yeah, he's one of my favorite actors. So amazing. The other thing too is in this last episode, Rosita and what's the mullet guy? Eugene are running from a herd, and so one of the things they do is they're trying to disguise themselves in mud to hide from the walkers, and
Predator style.
It does yeah, that's what it reminded me of, Predator, and it does like a little above shot with you see Eugene and Rosita, and then you see the walkers.
Was that and then, didn't they show that in the trailer?
They showed it in the trailer, but in the show, you hear someone say or something say, "Don't lose them," or something like that. And I was like, "Wait, what? Like, did I?"
That's okay. You know what? I'm glad you just reminded me about that because like I was watching online.
Ryan Hurst, sorry.
They were talking about this last episode, and they had mentioned something like something about like they were confused. They're like, are the walkers talking now?
Are they evolving?
Are they evolving? Yes. I was all like, and I said I was watching that review and I was like, oh. Hell no! Like that's stupid. Like oh
no,
god! Thank you. I'm so glad.
I think this is them. That was the Whisperers being introduced.
And if,
okay.
If you're gonna follow what they're gonna do in the comic books, the mid-season finale could be a big one. Death wise.
Okay. I follow the, what's his name? You know, who plays Daryl.
Fiano.
I'm sorry.
Norman Reedus.
Norman Reedus. He mentioned in his post that the last 2 episodes are effing amazing. So.
Because if anyone's familiar with the comic books and how the Whisperers were introduced, how the group got introduced to the Whisperers, it's going to be heartbreaking. Ugh. Some characters, all I'm saying is some characters need to watch out.
Who we got left?
We got
Aaron, we have Carol, we have Ezekiel. I know Ezekiel's died in the comic books.
What about Jesus?
Jesus is still there. Daryl, who was not in the comic books, but he's become a fan favorite.
I think they're gonna kill.
And one thing for me about being a Walking Dead fan of the show was the first time I saw Daryl in season 1, I was like, I like him, even though he came off as a real jerk. I was like, I like him. And I even told my friends like I like Daryl. And they're like, why? He's a jerk and this. And I go, watch. He's gonna redeem himself. He's gonna become a real big fan favorite. Sure enough, season 2. When he's looking for Sophia, you know, it shows kind of his little sweetheart side. Mm-hmm. He becomes a real big fan favorite. And that's when the whole, is Daryl and Carol going to hook up and this and that. And boom. And I was like, see, I told you. Daryl was going to be a fan favorite. I
don't think they're ever going to kill off Daryl. I mean, with Angelican leaving, the next biggest pull is Daryl. And, you know, they won't kill him off. He's the biggest pull of that show.
I'm going to be so pissed off at you if you jinxed it. And what he just said about the Whisperers coming,
they won't kill
I'm going to be so mad.
They won't kill him.
I'm going to come at you, bro.
All right, next episode, Geekin Drinkin.
Sorry, Eddie's not going to be with us in the next episode.
He's fired.
He may be dead, or with the Walking Dead.
So, okay, so
yeah, that's everything that's going on.
I know we're a little scattered with our like recap of Walking Dead, but I mean, it's just. We really wanted to get to this, movie discussion.
Go watch the shows. If you've never watched them or if you've forgotten things, go rewatch them.
And look, I know it's a lot to watch. I know, someone who hasn't seen it, they're like, I just rather not because it's too much. I mean, yeah, I get that aspect. I'm the same way with Game of Thrones. I haven't seen it. I'm just like, it's too much to watch.
Not really.
No.
But it's a good show. I know Game of Thrones is a good show. I know I'll like it if I watch it, but...
The last season's coming out in April.
Yeah, so, Walking Dead, I know it's a long show, but it has some good parts. They make you fall in love with characters, and then they kill them.
And if you haven't seen Fear the Walking Dead either, watch that too. That's also a really good show. To be honest with you, I'm becoming more of a bigger fan of Fear than I am with the original show. I mean, the original show I watched because I've always watched it. I've loved it. But Fear kind of brings back that aspect of a little bit with the horror and
the zombies.
The zombies themselves, the walkers, and they're not specifically fighting a group, but they're fighting all amongst themselves as far as like their encounters with certain people, and that's what I really like about it. It's a real good show. I was a little iffy about the crossover because if you follow the shows, Morgan, who was with The Walking Dead, who's also a character in the comic books, crossed over to Fear the Walking Dead. And that was a little weird at first, a little strange, but
he's fitting in pretty
but
nicely.
it fits in. It fits. It works.
He's getting along with everybody pretty
It's,
nice.
that's the other thing is that everyone in that show is like, they don't, we've been together for this long, but I don't trust you. I still don't trust you, this and that. They still have, their distrust. The only thing mentioned about The Walking Dead in that is that he talks about, we need to go to Virginia. There's this group, in this place called Alexandria. They'll welcome you. They'll like you. And if you're with me, that's pretty much the only.
So the
mention.
timelines are pretty much
In the same boat.
Now they're in the same boat because Fear the Walking Dead was the one that did it first, where they did that real big time jump between seasons.
They jump like
Because
4
obviously
seasons.
because obviously Fear the Walking Dead was supposed to be the intro of the virus, everyone getting sick, the walkers
that first
springing
season
up
of
and
Fear the Walking Dead
everything.
was great. I love that first season. I haven't watched since then, but the first season.
And
was
then that
really
one too,
good.
you really lose some really good characters.
Is that girl dead? The main character girl.
Yeah, Madison's gone. Supposedly she is gone, but I don't know. They've
She's
never
so
really
beautiful.
never really said. But the daughter's still there. The son is gone. But in that case though, the actor who played the son actually asked to be written off. It was supposedly said that one of the things was that he was feeling homesick because they're currently filming in Austin right now, in Austin, Texas.
Oh, wow. Hey, Austin, Texas.
Because in season 2 or 3 is when they were like in 2 they were in
Georgia.
Mexico.
Oh.
They were in
Oh,
Mexico,
yeah,
and then they went up into Texas, and then so they're currently filming in Austin right now. But the actor asked to be written off because he was feeling real homesick because he's from the UK.
No, okay.
So that okay. They wrote him off pretty good. I like the way they wrote him off. And so, like I said, I really love the direction that Fear is going, as opposed to a little bit of The Walking Dead itself. But I suggest watching them. That's everything that I have to say about what's going on with The Walking Dead. I mean, you have the original show still going on. Mid-season's getting ready to come up, and after 2 episodes, the mid-season's gonna happen. Fear the Walking Dead will be coming back for a 5th season. Expect 3 AMC original movies spin-off from The Walking Dead itself.
Surrounding Rick Grimes.
I'm hoping possibly that they'll even include characters from Fear the Walking Dead.
Well, there's
themselves,
also
too.
talks about just expanding the universe even more.
Yeah,
than
and
that,
expanding it.
spin-off series and other series. They're doing
Because
a lot of stuff.
in all honesty, I mean, there is in a zombie apocalypse, there is so much more going on everywhere else. I mean, so much more. I mean, in the last episode from season 1, one of the things that they mentioned was the ones that were the closest to finding any type of cure or something for it was France. So we don't even know what's even going on, across the sea,
The UK version of The Walking Dead.
Yeah, European style.
Right. So
European
know.
zombies.
I guess we'll see what these movies are about. We'll see what's coming up. I'll eventually watch this season. Like I said, I'm not completely out on The Walking Dead. I mean, I'll watch it.
He'll catch up eventually.
Yeah, I'll catch up eventually. I mean, I love Negan, love the character Negan, love Jeffrey Dean Morgan. So I mean, that alone just kind of keeps me
Yeah,
in.
he's such an amazing.
So
I'm just so happy with a lot of the amazing actors they've actually got for this show. I mean, even Morgan himself is a real big actor, real big known for plays and stuff like that. He was in one of my favorite movies, Snatched. I didn't even recognize him at first until...
Jeffrey Dean Morgan?
No, not Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Morgan, the character that plays Morgan.
Oh, yeah. He's
He plays the jeweler.
Yeah, he plays the jeweler. So, but like I said, I'm excited for the 3 movies. Speaking of excitement for movies, I know you guys have a couple of things that you were kind of excited about.
Outside of Walking Dead, another AMC property just got announced that it's
Breaking
going to have
Bad.
their own movie following
Jesse Pinkman.
Jesse Pinkman. Breaking Bad
Which-
is going to be releasing. AMC is going to be releasing a movie about Breaking Bad after the events of the last episode.
Which, okay.
After the Heisenberg events.
So it's going to follow Jesse Pinkman, kind of what he's been up to after everything happened.
And his story is so tragic in
In the
Breaking
show,
Bad.
like throughout the whole show.
Yeah, throughout everything. I mean,
He was already
everything.
tragic to start with when he was introduced, but he just got the worst of it all.
Hey guys, so this year's almost coming up to an end, and we're about to get into 2019. There's a lot of great movies coming out. A lot of great movies.
Toy Story 4.
Can y'all guess out of all the great movies? Can y'all guess my most anticipated movie 2019?
Avengers 4.
Avengers
No.
4.
Keep going.
Avengers Annihilation.
Star Wars Episode 9.
I'm excited about that, but no. Even more anticipated than that. Any more guesses?
I got that is Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel. I'm looking forward to that too. Yeah. I mean, any Marvel movie in Star Wars, I'm looking forward to. Matt, no more guesses?
I already know what's
Toy Story
going,
4?
but
Toy Story 4 is good.
I'll let you reveal it. I already know where it's going.
Detective Pikachu. Woo, man! I am so excited for that movie. I'll be honest. Yeah.
That's my.
I'll be honest. I'll be completely honest. When this movie was announced, I was all like, "What the hell is Detective Pikachu?
Oh,
and why does he sound like a middle-aged man who just quit smoking in the games? Have you heard his voice in the games? I was like, what?
To be honest with you, I never knew there was a Detective Pikachu, or maybe I kind of wrote it off because I was kind of like, oh, that's dumb.
Well, I mean, were you honestly really ever into Pokemon?
I was at first, but then
I had to bind it with the
but
cards.
then
When
they started getting real big, and I stuck more with the
mainstream.
comic. No, I stuck it more with the comics. Because that's what I was, but no, I never really got into the Pokemon stuff.
I collected the cards. I played a few of the games, but I never really had a Game Boy. So I'm just like,
This is our first live action.
Yes, okay, that's
Pokemon
the thing.
movie.
That's the thing. I was like, live action Pokemon,
And it doesn't look half bad.
Dude, the Pokemon look amazing, and they are like, it's weird.
You can tell they're totally CGI.
It's
but
too
still,
much. It's too much CGI.
They look amazing. Like I was like, and the trailer starts off, and it's like it gives off this real. To me, it gives off this real. You can laugh at me. This real Blade Runner vibe. It's like a future. It's just like, oh, this is like it's
Blade Runner Pokemon
like
style.
the cinematography is real dark. It's real like like mysterious. It's like and then you see the Pikachu ears. I'm like, you see little Charmander walking by. I'm like, oh, what the fuck? I'm just like,
I was more excited with the Bulbasaurs.
oh, the Bulbasaurs, the Squirtle, the Charizard, the Jigglypuff. I was like, oh my god.
The only one thing I am real what I like about it was the actor they picked, Justice Smith.
Justice Smith, yeah. He's
And
came on Jurassic World, right?
Jurassic World, and he's also also in that show
The Get Down.
on Netflix, The Get Down. I
Yeah.
love that show. He was real good in that
Get
show.
Down.
And another big name actor who is voicing Pikachu, and you're.
Like I said, yeah, it's weird. It's kind of
If
weird.
you never heard of when it was announced and you saw the trailer for the first time, and you heard Pikachu's voice, it's a very recognizable voice.
It sounds like Deadpool because it is Deadpool. Yeah. At first I was like, it's kind of weird. Little Pikachu has Deadpool's voice. I was like, it's weird, but
switch it up a little bit.
But then it's weird. But then you go and hear the voice on the game. That's weird. That is weird. You have to listen to it. It sounds like Danny DeVito quit smoking and he's like sounds like Marge.
Oh man,
it sounds bad. And the thing is, like,
Danny DeVito already sounds bad enough on Always Sunny.
It's worse in the game. So but I'm excited. I'm like, I saw it and I was like, wow, like just the like the world building itself, like it's just like there's so much potential for that. And yeah, Detective Pikachu is a little weird to just they should just make a Pokemon movie, but just to to start with Detective Pikachu is a little weird, but I'm all in. I'm so all in. I'm gonna go see this movie. I'm gonna take your son, 'cause I know he loves Pikachu. You can stay home. But
no, I'm gonna go watch it, obviously.
No.
But what was I gonna say? I'm glad they didn't just do a straight up Pokemon movie.
Dude, it
I'm-
looks so
I'm
good.
really glad that they kind of did it. They went this way.
It's Detective Pikachu.
Yeah.
Like
And well, go ahead. Finish.
I don't know. I saw it, I was blown away. I took a nap, woke up, and I was like, "What's this?" And I texted you, I was all like, "So," I remember I texted you, I was like, "So Detective Pikachu, that's a thing, huh?" Like,
Yeah. What were you gonna say?
Well, I was gonna pick my most anticipated movie of next year.
Let's see, Godzilla.
Oh, I forgot
King
about
of the Monsters.
Godzilla.
Um,
They just released a trailer for it this week. It's based on a manga.
Alita
So,
Battle Angel.
Alita Battle Angel. Just released a new trailer of it. Has stars a recognizable name, Christoph Waltz.
I love Christoph Waltz.
A recognizable director who's from San Antonio, Texas, Robert Rodriguez.
I think
In case y'all didn't know about that.
Well, isn't also the guy who came out in the first Deadpool movie?
yeah, he's gonna play one of the
I forgot his name.
one of the main villains.
Hey, so that the one that you're talking about from the first Deadpool movie, you're talking about the bad guy, right?
Yeah, I forgot his name.
Jax, Ajax.
Ajax.
Yeah.
Ajax. So he was on Game of Thrones, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He played the seventh sun guard or whatever.
Yeah.
And then they replaced him with someone else.
Yeah, they replaced him with someone the next season.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that was lame.
That's a very recognizable.
Because at first, this guy, I was like, I didn't really snap to it until I started rewatching everything again.
Mhm.
I was like, oh snap! They just changed actors out of nowhere. I mean,
It's
and
One didn't have a beard, and one has a full beard.
Yeah.
I was like,
because I was like, where the hell did this one guy come from? I forgot where he came from. So I started watching it, and I was like, oh. And then the other thing too is like, I think the actor that comes out from Deadpool, I think he was way better. He looked more buff because he actually showed a little bit more.
Ed Shrine.
But like he showed a little bit more like skin and stuff, like tone, where this other guy was like totally just covered. Like, I'm not trying to like look at the dude, but I'm just saying like from when you see the character first introduced to him being replaced, it's like totally different when you really notice it.
You know what we should do? I know, and actually, in next week, Creed 2 comes out, which I'm really, really excited for. I know you're pretty excited. Matthew, have you seen any of the Rocky movies?
Seen Rocky Balboa.
God.
Dad.
Have you seen Creed? You haven't seen Creed?
I'm gonna go with no.
Dude, okay, well, we should we should watch the Rocky movies, especially at least leading up to 4. Let's not do 5, but we should watch the Rocky movies and Creed, and then go and do Creed 2, and we'll do a review for that. How's that sound? Because I'm excited.
How does
for
that
movie.
sound?
Would y'all like that? Because
We'll see.
we would.
We'll see what we can do.
So, but yeah, I mean, Walking Dead, Pokemon, Battle Alita. What's your most anticipated movie for next year?
Toy Story 4.
Toy Story 4?
I'm gonna have to go with Toy Story 4.
They
I mean,
released two teasers for it.
I mean,
Bunny. Bunny.
I mean, there's a lot of movies, but when I saw that second preview,
He's all ducky. You ain't seen it yet?
Seen it? He's like, what's his catchphrase? It's like,
Infinity and your mom.
yeah.
I started laughing.
And
Hey, have you noticed
and
like
when
the
it came out-
you ever noticed the little bunny? He has like the little hook on his head, like the head of
Yeah.
the toys. He still has it on his head. Like I thought that's
So
funny.
I'm gonna with the second teaser, I'm gonna assume that this is gonna end up with the Toy Story characters being in an amusement park somehow.
Maybe, yeah. Well, I mean, there's really no telling where this next story is going to go, because, I mean, everybody's like, why do we need a fourth one? We had a good trilogy, Yeah, we did. We had a great one. Doesn't mean we don't. We can't get a fourth one. I mean,
we've had great trilogies
all-
of other stuff before.
And then they made a fourth movie.
I mean,
And they've made multiple
For example,
movies.
Transformers franchise.
okay, it's not about that. A lot of
But
people-
I am excited for Bumblebee.
Yes, I know.
Just because of the retro Gen 1
But
Transformers.
I want to say the reason why I'm excited for Toy Story 4 is because
It's Toy Story
that came out in 1995
4.
when 1995
Before, you want to bet?
because that's his movie of the year.
Oh, you're right. It was 95.
That's his movie of the year. When he was born,
Oh,
my son loves him. 35 years later, not 35 years later exactly, but I mean, because I'm going to be 35 next year. But for it coming out next year, it's going to be the first Toy Story movie that my son's going to watch
he was.
in theater.
He was. Oh, well, he was. How old was he when Toy Story 3 came out?
He wasn't even born when Toy Story 3.
He wasn't?
No, wait. Yes, he was. Yes, he was.
I was
like,
like,
whoa.
Yes, he was.
I thought Dad gave
He
him
was-
Let's
yeah,
cut
yeah.
that. Let's cut that out.
Yeah.
not so fair.
I want to say he was like 2 or 3.
So
Because-
but y'all take it to
because-
movies. He didn't remember when to take him. So.
Because our dad gave him for Christmas
That scary ass Woody.
the Woody, and which he was so scared of for the longest time that he would always make me put it in the closet.
Sorry, Dad.
But then they also gave him the Lotso bear, which he loved so
Right.
much.
So
And
he'd be
then,
the
but then we didn't really see Toy Story 3, and so when we finally watched it, we're like, oh man,
Oh,
he's
that's a
he's
bad
the
bear?
bad guy.
But he smelled like strawberries.
Yeah, he did. It actually did. So
He even said in the movie, he's like, you smell like strawberries.
strawberries.
I mean, regardless of those 3 movies, I mean, of course, we're excited for Captain Marvel, for Avengers 4, which is not Annihilation. I don't know, but we'll see. And of course,
Apparently we're
Avengers.
supposed to
I'm gonna
get-
say Avengers 4, from dust to back.
what?
Well, apparently it's
Just
supposed to
make
get
it
an
up,
announcement trailer, and
Oh, yeah,
This
we're,
month,
we're getting one pretty soon.
it's-
I know we'll get one before the year ends.
it's
so.
already going to be the end of the month. I haven't seen the trailer.
But they said they're going to release them before the year's over, so I'm excited about that. But regardless of all, this time next year, we're going to be gearing up to go see the next Star Wars movie, which I'm so psyched for.
I'm glad they're taking a year break off Star Wars because after Solo, it's
But we'll discuss that a little bit more
Yeah.
in our next segments. But
so
yes, because there's a lot of deep stuff that I want to dig into for Star Wars. That's gonna take its own thing. So
Well, I mean that's the episode, guys. Thanks for sticking around for this just pretty lengthy discussion about boring Walking Dead. No, I'm just kidding. But thank you for watching. Make sure to follow us on all our social media platforms. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Geekin podcast, and on Instagram, Twitter at Geekin_Drinkin. Go ahead and give us a follow. We do a lot of stuff there, so hit us up. Also, make sure to leave a like on this video, please. That helps us out a lot. Make sure to comment, talk to us. We keep telling you guys talk to us, and we want to hear more from you guys. Definitely, we're gearing up to do a few more episodes for the remainder of this year. Definitely.
before we do our mid season.
Yeah. So definitely, one of our last episodes, we want to do a
holiday episode.
Well, I mean, no, I'm I
Because-
want to answer your questions. We want to, want to hear back from you guys. We want those
We're
questions.
definitely gonna do a holiday episode, but we definitely want to answer questions that you guys may have.
We know you're watching.
Send us stuff. Give us some feedback. Not even just feedback. Just send us some questions. We'll love to answer them. We'll love to, respond back. We love to communicate back with you guys.
Yeah. And we're gonna start doing every episode starting now. We get some shout outs to people who I know who are watching. So today, big shout out to Ernest, to Joel, and to Paul. Thank you guys for watching. We really appreciate your support. Really appreciate all the love you give us. Keep coming back and showing us that love. We really appreciate it. Thanks again.
And we want to thank Hops and Grain for letting us feature them on our show. Again, they are an Austin-based brewery. If you're ever in Austin, go check them out. I believe they give some free tours.
Yeah, free tours every Saturday,
from
2 and 4. So go check them out. You can also check out the website. It's hopsandgrain.com. So check that out.
And if not, if you can't make it to the brewery, go to your local store and see if they have it. And if they don't, I suggest you request it.
Yeah, I mean, support local beers.
And
do it
anywhere.
And as always, drink responsibly.
Yeah. So that's it, guys, for this episode of Geekin Drinkin. My name is Eddie.
Steven.
I'm Matt.
See you guys later.